What's the most you've ever spent on a bottle of whiskey? Maybe $30? Maybe $100 if it was a special occasion? Now imagine spending more than $1 million, more than a house, more than some people earn in a lifetime on a single bottle of liquid. That's the world we're stepping into today. These are the 10 most expensive whiskey bottles ever made. Let's get into it. Number 10. Macallan 64 years old in Lalique Sir Perdue. In 2010, the Macallan released a 64-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey. But what made this bottle truly one of a kind wasn't just the age, it was the decanter. It was presented in a Lalique Sir Perdue crystal decanter. Sir Perdue is French for lost wax, an ancient glass-blowing technique where the mold is completely destroyed after each piece is made. That means this decanter is literally impossible to replicate. There is no other one like it, anywhere, ever. It sold at auction for $460,000, and every single cent of that money went to Charity Water, a nonprofit bringing clean drinking water to people in developing countries. So yes, someone paid nearly $500,000 for a whiskey they'll probably never open. Number 9. Macallan M 6-liter Lalique decanter. Number 9 is all about scale and craftsmanship, and it involves one of the most impressive pieces of glasswork ever created for a spirits bottle. In 2014, the Macallan M was sold at a charity auction in Hong Kong inside a 6-liter Lalique crystal decanter. To put that in perspective, a standard whiskey bottle holds 70 centiliters. This held 6 full liters. That's nearly 9 standard bottles of whiskey inside a single handcrafted decanter. Each decanter was made by 17 craftsmen, including 2 who held the title Meilleur Ouvrier de France, essentially France's highest honor for skilled craftspeople. Every decanter took over 50 hours to complete by hand. Only 4 of these 6-liter decanters were ever made, and they remain the largest decanters Lalique has ever produced, a record that still stands today. Sold for $628,000. A bargain, really, when you consider the craftsmanship. Number 8. Yamazaki 55-year-old. Number 8 takes us to Japan, and this is where things get really interesting. The Yamazaki 55-year-old is the most expensive Japanese whiskey ever sold at auction. Released by the House of Suntory in 2020, it's actually a blend of 3 rare single malts, the oldest distilled way back in 1960 in a Mizunara oak cask, with the others following in 1961 and 1964. Only 100 bottles were released in 2020, and another 100 in 2021. That's it, 200 bottles for the entire world. In 2021, one of those bottles sold at Bonhams in Hong Kong for $795,000, setting a record for Japanese whiskey that still stands. Number 7. Macallan Peter Blake 1926 60-year-old. Now we're approaching the $1 million mark, and this bottle comes with a very famous name attached. To understand it, you need to go back to 1926. That year, a single sherry-seasoned cask number 263, was filled at the Macallan Distillery in Scotland. It would sit untouched for 60 years before being bottled in 1986. Only 40 bottles were ever filled from that one cask. Several of those bottles were handed to famous artists to design unique labels. One of them was Sir Peter Blake, the pop art legend who created the iconic cover artwork for the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. His edition of the Macallan 1926 sold in Hong Kong in 2018 for $970,900, nearly $1 million. And it started a multi-year run of this legendary cask repeatedly breaking world records. As you'll see, cask number 263 is going to keep coming up. Number 6. Macallan the Intrepid. Now, number 6 isn't on this list because of the price alone. It's here because of what it is. The Macallan Intrepid is, quite simply, the world's largest bottle of whiskey. It stands at 5'11", about the height of an average man. It holds 311 liters of whiskey. That's the equivalent of 444 standard bottles, all in one. The whiskey inside is a 32-year-old Macallan from 1989, bottled by Duncan Taylor. The label honors 11 of history's greatest explorers, giving the bottle its name, the Intrepid. It was officially listed in the Guinness World Records as the largest bottle of whiskey ever made. It sold in Edinburgh in 2022 for $1.38 million. Number 5. Macallan Michael Dillon, 1926, 60-year-old. Back to 1926, and the most unique bottle to come from that legendary cask. While Peter Blake and Valerio Adami each had 12 bottles with their labels, Irish artist Michael Dillon's edition was different. He hand-painted just one label, one bottle, the only one in existence. When it appeared at Christie's in London in November 2018, the whiskey world held its breath. It sold for $1.53 million, making it the very first single bottle of whiskey to ever cross the £1 million mark at auction, a historic milestone. Number 4. Macallan Fine and Rare, 1926. 1 year after the Peter Blake edition, same cask, different label, almost double the price. In October 2019, one of the 14 bottles from cask number 263 with the classic Fine and Rare label went under the hammer at Sotheby's in London. The pre-sale estimate was between $350,000 and $450,000. The room had completely other ideas. When the gavel finally came down, it had sold for approximately $1.9 million, smashing every expectation and setting a brand new world record at the time. Sotheby's described this as the most iconic of all bottles of Scotch whiskey, and at that point, no one could argue with them. Number 3. Macallan Valerio Adami, 1926, 60-year-old. Now we enter truly jaw-dropping territory, and we return one final time to cask number 263. In November 2023, a bottle of the Macallan 1926, with a label designed by Italian painter Valerio Adami, went to auction at Sotheby's in London. There were 12 bottles with the Adami label ever produced. This was one of them, and the last to surface publicly. The pre-sale estimate was around $1.6 million. What happened next was a bidding war for the ages, all competing for this single 60-year-old bottle from a cask filled almost 100 years ago. The gavel came down at $2.7 million, setting a Guinness World Record for the most expensive whiskey ever sold at auction. The record lasted exactly 2 months. Number 2. The Emerald Isle Collection. In January 2024, an Irish whiskey knocked Macallan off the throne, and nobody saw it coming. The Emerald Isle Collection by the Craft Irish Whiskey Co. is a 30-year-old Irish single malt from the legendary Bushmills distillery. Only 7 sets were ever created. Each one arrives in a handcrafted walnut case containing the whiskey itself, a bespoke Fabergé egg housing a real emerald gemstone, a custom 22-karat gold timepiece, a pair of Cohiba Siglo VI Gran Reserva cigars, and a gold-plated cigar cutter. American collector Mike Daly purchased one of these sets for $2.8 million, instantly making it the most expensive whiskey ever sold and dethroning Macallan's 2-month-old record. Number 1. Isabella's Isla. And here we are, number 1. The most expensive whiskey bottle in the world. Meet Isabella's Isla by the Luxury Beverage Company. This is a single malt scotch from the Isle of Islay, one of Scotland's most celebrated whiskey regions. But let's be honest, the whiskey inside is almost secondary to what surrounds it. The crystal decanter is encrusted with 8,500 diamonds and 300 rubies, all set in white gold. Even the red lettering on the decanter itself is made from rubies. The price? $6.2 million. It's worth noting that Isabella's Isla has never been sold at public auction the way the others on this list have. It's a listed purchase price, which is why some lists treat it separately. But in terms of sheer price tag attached to a bottle of whiskey, nothing on earth comes close. So there you have it, from $460,000 all the way to $6.2 million. Until next time, cheers.